What if I told you that one of the poorest countries in the world just made a move that even rich nations struggle to achieve? Not with noise, not with threat, but with quiet confidence. Burkina Faso has just inaugurated two powerful data centers, and with that single action, it sends a clear message to the world. Our data, our country, our future. This is not about computers and servers. This is about dignity, control, and a new African mindset. Please stay with us till the end because what is happening here is much bigger than it first appears. To understand why this moment matters, we must go back a little. For many years, Burkina Faso, like most African countries, depended on foreign companies and foreign countries to store its data. That means sensitive information like civil records, health data, tax systems, and government platforms were often kept outside the country. This is how the modern world works, but it also comes with a hidden cost. When your data is outside your borders, your control is limited. Your security depends on others, and your sovereignty is weakened in silence. When Captain Ibrahim Traoré took over power, his message was clear and consistent. Burkina Faso must stand on its own feet, not just in politics or security, but in every area of life. He openly rejected foreign interference and made sovereignty a central goal. This did not mean hatred of others. It meant respect for self. It meant Burkinabè people should control their own destiny. Just a few days ago, that vision took a major step forward. The Prime Minister officially inaugurated two modern data centers built by the Burkinabè state. These centers have a combined storage capacity of about 3,000 terabytes. In simple terms, this is enough digital space to host the entire public administration of the country. Over 700,000 machines can connect to these centers, and each ministry can host between 100 and 300 virtual servers for their digital platforms. This is not a small project. It cost the state about 16 billion CFA francs. For a country facing security challenges and economic pressure, this was a bold choice, but it was a strategic choice too, because data is no longer just information. Data is power. Data is security. Data is independence. With these data centers, Burkina Faso can now store civil status records, medical files, tax information, and government platforms inside the country. Burkinabè engineers are in charge of managing and securing them. This means local skills, local jobs, and local responsibility. It also means that sensitive national information is no longer exposed to foreign systems that Burkina Faso does not control. The government is already engaged in a large campaign to digitize public administration. This means making services more faster, more transparent, and more accessible to ordinary people. These new infrastructures are the backbone of that effort. Without secure data storage, digital services cannot survive. Now, the foundation is in place. But what makes this moment even more powerful is what comes next. The Prime Minister made it clear that Burkina Faso still has public data and platforms stored abroad. That chapter is now closing because a process has been launched to bring all those systems back home. The ambition is clear and precise. By the end of 2026, the goal is zero public administration data stored outside Burkina Faso. This is where the words spoken during the inauguration truly hit home. Data was described as a strategic asset. Controlling it was described as a matter of national security, sovereignty, independence, and dignity. These are strong words, but they reflect a simple truth. When a nation does not control its data, it becomes dependent. When it becomes dependent, it becomes vulnerable. And vulnerability invites domination. Burkina Faso is saying no to that path. Hosting data outside the country, in systems not fully controlled, is seen as giving up part of self-determination. Under the current leadership and the spirit of popular and progressive revolution, that is no longer acceptable. Still, this is not the end of the journey. It is only one step. Looking ahead to 2028, Burkina Faso plans to build a much larger national data center that will meet even higher international standards. This future center will have greater storage and processing power. It will serve not only public administration, but also the private sector, startups, national institutions, and the wider digital ecosystem. This is how development really happens, step by step, with vision, with sacrifice, with long-term thinking. After the inauguration of these two data centers, Burkina Faso now ranks among the top 3 countries in its sub-region when it comes to advanced digital data infrastructure. That is not propaganda, that is progress. What we are witnessing is a quiet revolution. No shouting, no begging, just action. In a world where Africa is often seen as a consumer of technology, Burkina Faso is choosing to be a controller of its own systems. This is what true independence really looks like in the digital age. If stories like this inspire you, if you believe Africa's future should be told boldly and truthfully, then this channel is for you. Subscribe to Africa Unchained and turn on the notification bell so you never miss updates from across the continent. Africa is moving, Africa is thinking, and Africa is taking back control. Stay unchained.